Hey guys, how's it going? Alex from Trippin On Trout here. So I'm gonna give you a little rundown of this guy here. This is the Helios 3 5-weight F. So the last video I did for this channel was for the 5-weight D. D stands for distance. This time I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what I think to the Helios 3 5-weight F. This is the F. F stands for Fabuloso, Frank, Fantastica, Fabulous, Flippin' Awesome, Frickin' Great, Four. It actually means finesse. This is my 5-weight rod. It's, man, well at the moment I've got this set up for single spay and swinging streamers. It actually works out that this matches perfectly to a 210 grain single space gadget line, and I've been using this all winter for, well, single spay I suppose. It's a beautiful rod for that. So the main difference between this rod and the D model is this is a much softer stroke slower action. Okay, so this means it's way softer in its action. It's a lot easier to load the rod, and by load the rod I mean get it to bend. So it's very much more suited towards like dry fly fishing, dry dropper fishing, very light nymphing to medium nymphing. It hasn't got as much power, it's not as stiff throughout the blank as the other model. It's a lot softer, it's a lot slower, there's a lot more feel to this rod than the other one. I use this a lot during summer. Dry dropper, dry fly fishing, sight fishing up close. But like I say, I also use this through winter for single spay, popping streamers around small rivers like this one behind me, and it works beautifully as well. So it's really versatile. It works really well across, you know, a lot of fishing situations. If you're looking for a rod, or you enjoy a rod with a much slower action, a lot softer action, then this would be the pick of the two for sure. The reel seat is simple, but it's very high quality, and once you seat your reel in there and tighten it up, there's no movement. There's no chance of it coming undone while you're using it and your reel dropping off. And that's always a bonus in my book. The cork is just nice high quality cork. Again, it's seated on the rod really nicely. Never had any issues with it kind of coming loose or moving. And nice and ergonomic. Really comfortable to use. The blank is a nice kind of matte grey finish, which I really enjoy. Nice and stealthy, nothing too flash. And the same with the bindings and the finishing. It's all very stealthy and grey and, what's the word I'm looking for? Subtle. Very subtle. I like the subtleness of this. The stripping guide is titanium with a ceramic interior. Ceramic interior! I sound like an interior decorator. The stripping guide is titanium and the inside is ceramic. The snake guides, titanium, finished nicely, again nice and subtle, nice and solid, beautiful. And the tip ring is just, I don't know much about tip rings to be honest with you. It does what a tip ring should do. So when you put the rod together, you've got the white dots that you just line up and then pop those together, and then you know all those guides are lined up perfectly without any messing around. I enjoy that. That's a stroke of genius, absolute genius. And the whole thing is nice and light and balances really well with the Mirage LT. That's what I use. This is a size 2, but any reel that's kind of similar in size and weight to this would go really well with this rod. The best thing you can do is actually, you know, maybe take your reel down to the shop, put it on the rod, and then just see how it casts and see how it feels. On my one here, I've got the white colouring to it. My other rod, the D model, has got the blue colouring, and they also do like an olive kind of look as well, which looks really cool. Similar kind of colour to my reel here. This is like an olive colour, same as my reel. That looks really good. I just don't have it. Price point. Yes, the H3 is expensive, but it's kind of up there with the other top end rods, your Scots, your Sages. So it's just up there with the other top end rods. You're going to drop a bit of coin on this rod, but I tell you what, it's a beautiful rod. So, because of the price point, I would say, unless you've been fishing for a while and then you are just looking to move up into that higher end rod bracket, I wouldn't recommend that you buy this rod straight out the gate. Learn what you like, make your mistakes, get your skills up, and then once you've had a few years under your belt and then you want to move up into that next rod bracket and get something that you're really going to enjoy, then maybe start looking at a rod like this. I think they're priced at about, they're in that 900 US bracket, so it's pretty pricey, but you get a lot of rod for that. Like I say, I've had this for a couple of years now, and I've fished all sorts of methods with this: dry fly, dry dropper, nymphing, heavy nymphing, streamers, single spay, and it's dealt with everything really, really easily, and it's just been a joy to use basically. I have caught some of my biggest fish on this rod, and even though it's a 5 weight and it's a nice soft action, there's enough power in this bottom half of the rod to really deal to a big fish when you need to. If you fish somewhere where you are likely to catch big fish, or there's always a chance of catching a big fish, you can definitely have confidence in this rod, and it will handle the jandle. I know some people don't like this white bit. I actually think it looks pretty good. It's easy to see, stands out, and well, I don't know, I don't mind it. I think it looks good, although I do enjoy colour in my gear. So the blue I really enjoy, and the olive I would never say no to. Like I say, I've got the same rod in a 6 weight, and I love it just as much as this. It's pretty much exactly the same rod, it just feels a little bit more powerful in that bottom half of the rod. So they'll generally bring that out on bigger rivers, maybe where there's a lot of wind, or I'm going for some big fish. So I'd fish to anything with this rod, to be honest. I can fish streamers on a single spay rig, and I can then swap over and I can fish a dry fly and a dropper on a 20-foot leader, all with the same rod, and it handles it really well. And that's really where you're getting your money. You know, you have that versatility across the board for different kinds of situations, and throughout all of those, it's just so nice to use. I still get excited about using this rod after like 2 years of using it. I always look forward to using this rod. It's a good day when I break this guy out. Alright, I hope that is interesting. I hope that I answered some questions. I'll catch up with you guys in another review. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.